Hi, in this tutorial we're going to look at how to manage files within your website. So if I bring up a list of files that we currently have in the website, you can see that we've got a lot. We have a lot of HTML files and a lot of image files. And in addition, we have a CSS file for our style sheet, and we have a folder here of the original images that are the large full-size images that we didn't want to modify or change in order to create our smaller versions. So as a website starts to grow, you start to get a lot of different files. And this is a photography website, so one thing that you would think is that as this site grows, we're going to get more and more images. So what I'm going to do is begin by organizing all of my images into a separate folder. And I'm just going to create a new folder. So whatever system that you're working on, just make a new folder, and I'm going to name it Images. And then I'm going to take the images that I have and I'm going to move them into that Images folder. So it's looking more organized already. So now I just have my HTML files and my CSS file here. But now if I come back to my web page, and this is where we're using a lot of those images already, if I refresh my page, you can see that all of a sudden now all of the images are broken and it doesn't display them. We only see the alt tags for the images. So by moving them into a separate folder, we've changed the location of where the web page goes to find the image. So let me move this over to the side, and if I'm going into the index.html file, and here we have the source for all of the images. So when we put in the image tag, we were really saying that from wherever this index page is, there should be a file called newborns.png. And it was that way until I just moved them. The same thing with logo, right? From wherever the index.html page was, it was looking for logo.png. So we have to modify our source to show that now it should look for the images in a folder called Images. And so we do that by referencing the exact name of the folder. So since it's Images, I'm going to put images/ in front of logo. So I'm going to save this just to see if that one works. So once I refresh my page, then yes, now it's able to find the image. So again, that is saying from wherever the index page is, go into the Images folder and then find logo PNG. So to fix these, all I have to do is make sure that all of these images are referencing the Images folder. So once I paste these in, I can save and then refresh my file and see if all of my images come back. And they do. Now, as we said, that the site will start to grow and get more and more images, so I would probably keep my images all coming into this folder. Now for each of these gallery pages, we're going to have a separate page for the newborn gallery and one for the belly gallery. And I've already created those pages. So you can see in here I have a file called bellies.html and newborns.html and kids.html. So these are going to be the pages for the galleries. So the link that we only made one for newborns, and it goes to the newborn gallery. But we're also going to be creating separate pages for pricing. So on the pricing page, when I come here I can see, now there's a problem with my image, right? It's also saying that it was looking for this in the same location as the pricing page, but it got moved into the Images folder. So that means all of my pages now where I have this navigation area and the logo have to be changed and updated to find where the image is. So I'm going to open up the the pricing page and fix that. But I'm not going to go in and fix all of the other pages on screen right now because there are a lot of them, and just showing this example, you'll get the idea of how to correct that. So all the pages that we have that we're referencing where the logo ping file was now have to say to look for it in the images folder. So if I save that and I come back here and refresh my page, then my image comes back in. Now back to the idea of the pricing pages. Each of these listings is going to have its own page that will have a description of all of the pricing. So that means I'm going to have another page of newborns for their pricing, another page for bellies. So for each one of these other ones, I'm going to have another HTML page. So that would be in addition to what we already have here. So that's a lot of pages to have all in one place. And it could get confusing because I have one called bellies.html here. And if I create another one called bellies, I'd have to change the name of it to something else, like bellies pricing or kids pricing. So I think what I want to do here is I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call this one galleries. And then I'm going to take the HTML files that I have for each of the galleries already made and put them into the galleries folder. So that would be these HTML files. I'm just going to put them into the galleries folder. So now this will have all of the pages that this should link to. Now since I moved that, and if I click this link, it's going to say it can't find the file, and that's because in the original HTML for it, we were telling it to just go to newborns.html. So it was looking for, if we were in the index page, it was looking for newborns.html in the same location. So now I need to revise my index page to change and find where this is. So I'm going to switch back to my index page, and here's the link right now. It's going to newborns.html, but we just made a new folder called galleries, so I'm going to reference that folder. So now I'm going to come back in my browser, refresh the page so it updates the link, and now when I click on the newborns page, I get to the newborn gallery, but now I've got another problem. I can see that first of all the logo is missing, and also all of the formatting that we had on this page is gone. So let's bring up the newborns HTML file. And we can see here that the image, it's looking for logo.png. So it's looking for logo.png to be in the same folder as galleries. Now one solution, but it's a poor solution, would be to take a copy of logo and put it into this folder. Then you start getting lots of copies of the same thing in lots of different places. So then later on, if she comes up with a different logo, we have to go in and find everywhere that that is on your server. So what we can do is we can tell our newborns HTML file to reference or use the logo file that's in the images folder. Now you might try to do what we just did in the other ones by saying images/logo.png, but that won't work. And if I refresh the page, we'll see that it still doesn't display. Let's take a closer look at how the folder structure is. Right now, newborns.html is inside this galleries folder. Our image that we want to use is inside images. So what we have to do is say from newborns, we want to go up a level. We want to go up out of this so that we're back into this main directory area. So to go up a level from where you are, we say, let me take this out since this wasn't right. We'll walk through the whole thing. So to go up a level from where we are, we go ... So ... means move up one level. So if we're here and we do ... now we're outside of this folder back at the main level where we have my styles and all of our other HTML files. But once we're up to this level, you can see that logo is not seen here. It's in the images folder. So now we have to tell it to go into images. So we're saying go up a level from where you are and then find the images folder, then go into images and find logo.png. So now if I save my file and we come back here and refresh, then our image shows up. Now for the issue of our style sheet. Again, our style sheet is looking for mystyles.css to be in the same location as our newborns HTML page. But there is no CSS file in the galleries folder. And again, don't be tempted to take a copy and put it in here, because then you're going to end up with multiple copies of the same file in different places. And that really defeats the purpose of having a single CSS file for formatting. So just like we were able to tell it to go up a level and then find images, we can tell it to go up a level and find the My Styles CSS. So if we do ... that means go up a level from out of the galleries folder, and right there is mystyles.css, so it should find that file. So let's save this in our editor and refresh it in the browser, and now it's back to picking up our formatting. So what about the links on here? Will these still work? Right, if I click on gallery, this should take me back to the index page, but it can't find the file. Same thing, we had all of these links working before and it doesn't know. If you look at the URL line up here, this is a good indication as to when something's not working right, where it's going. We're in the galleries folder, and so it's trying to go to meetdevin.html inside the galleries folder. And if you look here, you can see that inside the galleries folder, we don't have Meet Devin. In order to get to Meet Devin, it needs to go up a level in order for it to find it. And so that's the same with all of these other pages. All of these pages are available up one level from the galleries folder. So to correct that, I'm going to do a ... for each of these. So I'm just going to copy this and then we'll paste it in before each of these to say, okay, we're in the galleries folder. We want to move up a level. We don't specify the name of the folder we're going up to. We just say go up. So once we do that, it comes out of the galleries folder, and then it can find index and it can find Meet Devin and pricing. So now our main navigation structure for here is all out at the main level, and we use ... to say go back out and find them. So now if I save my newborns HTML page and I refresh it in the browser, then I should be able to get back out to my gallery page. I'll go back into newborns. I should be able to get to Meet Devin. The logo hasn't been fixed on a lot of these other pages yet. We did fix it on pricing. Okay, so now you can see here, once we're in the newborns folder, how we can structure these links to go back out of the galleries folder. So they can come up here and find the style sheet. It can find the image folder that contains the logo in there, and how it can get back out and link to the other files that are at the main level. So now that I have the newborn gallery page set up and the links working and the image working and the style sheet working, then I can duplicate this for each of my other gallery pages.